Picture this. You are stranded, lost at sea. The sun is a hammer, beating down on you. There is water everywhere. An endless, sparkling desert of it. Your throat is on fire. You can reach out and touch millions of gallons. But if you drink it, you've just signed your own death warrant. Because seawater doesn't quench thirst. It kills you faster. Every single gulp forces your own cells to shrivel up and die. Your brain swells, your organs fail. It is a terrible, agonizing death. But what if I told you that pirates, the outlaws of the ocean, cracked this code? They found ways to turn deadly poison into life-saving water. And today, we're showing you exactly how they did it. So, do me a favor. Hit that like button and smash subscribe. Now, let's learn how to survive. First, you need to understand the enemy, seawater. It's a biological trap, a weapon made by nature. Your body is all about balance. But when you drink seawater, you flood your system with salt. Your body panics. It tries to dilute the salt, so it rips fresh water from your own cells to fight it. You are literally dehydrating yourself from the inside out. Your kidneys go into overdrive, but they can't keep up. To get rid of the salt, they need even more water from your body. It's a death spiral. First, insane thirst. Then confusion, as your brain tissue shrinks. Then seizures, coma, and death. So how did pirates beat this unbeatable enemy? With an idea from over 2,000 years ago. The philosopher Aristotle noticed something amazing. When you boil seawater, the steam that comes off is fresh. This is called distillation, and it was the key. But the great navies of the world were too scared to use it. Their wooden ships were floating tinderboxes. One open flame, one mistake, and the whole ship becomes an inferno. But pirates? They played by different rules. For them, the choice was simple. Risk a fire or die of thirst. So they took their giant cooking pots and turned them into desalination machines. They would boil seawater in the pot. The steam would rise and travel through the tube. As it cooled, it turned back into pure, drinkable water. This was genius born from desperation. But this pirate superweapon had a huge weakness. It needed fuel. A shocking amount of fuel. To make just a little bit of water, you had to burn a lot of wood. On a wooden ship, every piece of wood was precious. Wood for fire was space you couldn't use for treasure. It was a brutal choice. The gold you came for, or the water you needed to live. So when fuel ran low, pirates looked up to the sun. They learned to use the sun's fire, with no flame and no smoke. They would pour seawater into shallow pans. Then they blackened the pans with soot. Dark surfaces absorb more heat. They covered the pans with glass or even stretched animal bladders. The sun would heat the water, turning it into vapor. The pure water vapor would stick to the underside of the glass. Then the drops would run down and collect in a trough. This solar still was safe. It couldn't burn the ship down, but it was painfully slow. And on a cloudy day, it made almost nothing. But pirates had one more secret, a chemical guardian. It all came down to what they stored their water in, oak barrels. See, fresh water goes bad, fast, but water stored in oak barrels stayed fresh for much, much longer. Here's why. Oak wood is full of something called tannins. Tannins are the tree's natural defense system against germs. When water sits in the barrel, these tannins leach out. They become invisible bodyguards in the water. They attack and destroy bacteria in 3 ways at once. First, they block the tools bacteria need to live. Second, they steal the iron that bacteria need to breathe. Third, they stop the bacteria from talking to each other to team up. The pirates didn't know the science. They just knew it worked. But even with all this, water could still go stale. So they invented grog. Grog wasn't just for getting drunk. It was a preservation tool.